Content over everything.
Things you can see the change in their behaviour straight away. So obviously just delete it, don't worry. Yeah, so you always know that little things that they're putting in these things that we're using daily, things that used to be good for us are now it's now deemed no good for us.
Yes.
And we have to know these things. We have to look into certain things, and I mean that's what it is. Information technology right now, we can die without having information, the right information. Yeah, people are using information technology and scraping money out of your pocket, my pocket, and everybody else's, just because we haven't gone on YouTube and seen the tutorial of how to do that ourselves. Ain't that the truth? Scammer them there, left, right, and centre. But we're here because man's concerned for the youths and our communities, and there's a lot of scared people in our communities. It's not their fault. Who do they look to? Nothing's are going on, and if the police can't help them, who are the people that are actually paying their taxes and who are not in gangs and that do work and go home and look after their own, if they feel in such fear and can't call the police because they know that they don't do nothing to help them, then obviously it must be down to us. It must be down to us to rediscipline our community, reunite our community. You're talking about speak up for our community. When something's going wrong in our community, highlight that, yo, we don't like that. And you know what? As a community, we said we can't have that. Yeah, so we pulled brother one side without any embarrassing moments. And we say, yo, brother, here, what, we can't deal with it like that, brother. Because the brothers and the sisters have sat down and we've decided we're not going to tolerate that, brother. So you can take it two ways. You can either, you know what I mean? Put that one side, clean up your art and come, or we're going to have to go around the corner and we're going to have to deal with you away from all of this.
I'm glad you said
because look there, we have one next generation, right? Yes, sir. And we have to lead by example for him. We might not get it right for ourselves, but let us get it right in the eyes of him, for him.
It's a good thing that you said it, and it's funny because this is even something now, even Kalam could even touch on this, because that's what you just mentioned is practices that the elders used to deal with back in Africa, as in whatever was going on in the village, we come amongst ourselves and we sit down and we discuss what's happening.
It's always been the way.
And we haven't got something like that. We haven't got like a system here where, because you know, most of our people don't like dealing with the police. We ain't got a system or a structure or something in place where we can go to a community place and sit down and discuss, and these people be the ones that, you know, go and, you know, re-say the message to the higher authorities. And we don't have that.
Man.
But this is what we need. What we're supposed to. But we're supposed to do this, regardless about them not wanting it. We're supposed to do it ourselves.
What we need to do, what we need to do is we need to know how to police our own. We need to know how to deal with everything our own. Because you see, the minute we start looking out towards authority, we lose all support of our people that are back home, that is rooting for us, because they're scared, but they don't deal with police. We come from a culture, we don't deal with police. So just because we're talking all this righteous stuff now, don't mean that man's dealing with police tomorrow, next week, like I said, my first scar was not from none of my black brothers or my people. It was because I was handed in a handcuff by police who I thought I would be safe with. Being arrested for something I didn't even do. I ended up with a stab wound in my neck, bro. And then he died in police custody, bro. And this is real life. So I haven't got nothing against any colours, any religion, any cultures. I have something against authority. Yeah? Not all of them are straight. They're selling out enough of our youths. They're quick to stop a youth right now. And knowing that youth has affiliations to the gang that is in certain area. And they'll drive up and down with the youth.
In the end,
Or they'll drive up and say, oh, you right, John? Or you right, Marcus? Not even just Marcus, you right, Marcus Harris? Like, try to make them feel like you're more involved with the police than you should be. And to our community, we know that, Raul, and what you doing? We're just chatting to them or something.
They're profiling people.
Because that's all the man want to know. What, you chatting to them? Because we will disband you ourselves. You know? So this is what they use against us, because they know what we are. Like, and when it comes to us, our community, they know there's only a few things that can make a whole community turn against your own. So they use these things, and they've always used these things. It's always been their template. We got to look past these things, not look past it, but we got to acknowledge it. Cool, that's what you're dealing with, all right. But we're dealing with this though. And what we're dealing with is concrete, with foundation. And you can't overthrow this. Because we spoke as brothers and sisters, and we've come to an agreement that, you know what, even though, yes, I might pray, hear what the realest thing is. We like music. Doesn't matter what genre. You like that genre, he likes that genre. But do we like music, yeah?
Love music.
All right then, so we unify on the music.
Yeah.
And then we talk about the genres later, cause I like a little bass line and a little drum and bass sometimes. But right now we're dealing with the problem, which is the killings, the youth them, our community, the scared people. You understand?
Someone just mentioned it. I remember just reading it
What's that?
yesterday. Westwood. Tim Westwood. You see
Tim Westwood,
that.
we're gonna go into that still, but the Tim Westwood one thing, that is a bit iffy as well, because you see what it is, it's a catch-22 twist of a thing. They think they're smart. Now they want me to disrespect Tim Westwood because Tim Westwood's been given a job. That was his job. Okay? His job was to play anything, whatever, put on that. His job is not to do what we're out here doing. Otherwise he'll be here with us. His job is to just play that, get that, capture that, and then send them on their way.
Bob, let me tell you something, yeah? You're saying that they're making money. You know Lil Wayne? There's an interview with Lil Wayne, and they talk about black history and black people are hated. He turned around and said, what are you talking about? I'm a rich black man, I don't give a fuck. These people are traitors, yeah?
Bro, they've been bought. They've been bought.
Of course, I'm saying, this is what I'm saying, the power of the money, yeah? So one other thing I wanted to say, I might put myself in a vulnerable situation, right now. You might not like what I'm going to say, but I think it's right. No, I'm going to say anyway, because, you get me? I think if we talk to young people, we need to know the way we're speaking. Because some of us are coming from the road, yeah? So we need to, be cautious of the way we speak to them. I'll be speaking to them in a road manner and that, because that still affects them. And one other thing, to my brothers here, yeah? I think, for example, I just think, you know this gang name? I think it portrays a negative thing. Why can't it be family? Why can't it be like a brother thing, yeah?
I watch this.
No, I'm just saying, for example, because realistically, this gang word has a negative side, has a negative thing to it, yeah? And it might be because young people will get attracted to it. Because that's not, because let's say, look, like I worked with young offenders before, yeah? And when the people had studied on a book, yeah, I didn't go to university, but I worked with young offenders, yeah? They didn't want to hear what they had to say. But when I came on the scene, they were interested to hear what I had to say because they could relate to me, yeah? I'm just saying, I just wanted to say, you know what I mean? But I think sometimes I didn't help the young people because they thought, oh, it's cool, Dan, like this guy is working here, is talking on the road thing, you get what I'm trying to say to you? But I think you can still relate to them, but we need to know how we're talking to them.
There's a distance, there's levels.
I'm just,
right? So what I'm saying is, I think when you're talking about gang, guide the new generation, I think what the strategy is...
Oh, I didn't even know that's what it stands for. I just
I was just going to break it down.
I didn't know. That's a good point. See, I didn't know that. I just saying gang.
Makes sense now, right?
Yeah, that's all right. That's
the strategy.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, me, I just was...
And that's for the lingo, right?
Yeah.
What it is you're right, if you talk to people with negativity, then that's a bad thing, right? But you know, there's a way that the youth speak, and they might be drawn towards people who speak that same way. But you're right, negative stuff isn't necessary. But lingo and stuff, that's
me on that. Sorry, mate, I didn't.
We're good, my brother, man. It's all love, bro.
But Bob, look, I'll be honest with you, man. We can help them. We can help them.
We can.
You know what I mean?
But it's only going to happen if we come together and put our differences aside and just know that, listen, these ones, look how innocent, look at them innocent eyes he has. That's what makes man know that we have to get up and make moves. Because when I look at my brother's eyes, I can see that, yes, we've experienced a lot. Yeah? All right, so we can see, we can identify, and little man ain't seen nothing yet. That's because he's innocent.
protect that.
Yeah, we have to protect that.
Also, can I add
Gabz, come on, brother.
Basically, bro, like, I've been in jail, innit?
Yes, my family.
I don't see no rehabilitation in the jails, innit? Like,
no rehabilitation at all.
No rehabilitation.
They make you worse, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm at him, bro.
You go there, you come out with PhD.
Bro, like, I was there basically for almost 8 years, and I didn't have no education. Like, I wasn't getting taught or nothing.
8 years?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's mad. And then I see the youths and that, they're getting mad worse when they come out. You know what I'm trying to say? They're becoming more violent. Of course. You know what I'm trying to say? And they're not doing nothing to rehabilitate them. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
did they give you no options?
No, like, bro, for 8 years, no education. Like, man's in my soul, 23 hours a day, bro.
I need to go back on live again.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
I can't believe this done.
That's the right.
Yeah, get this one.
Yeah. You're on.
Hey, what happened there?
I don't know.
Muslim brother. Muslims are not allowed to pray in the park.
What, the police are there? Or did someone make a complaint again?
Yeah, from the lady.
What is the white lady?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Now, a park is supposed to be a free place where you can bring your kids, have a picnic if you want, lay down, do yoga if you want, do little gym workout if you want. Now, you're going to tell me just because I want to pray,
that's what I'm trying to say,
I can't pray.
It make no sense, fam. I saw them praying the other week.
Do you know what they do?
This white lady, she's racist. She does that every week.
Which one?
The one who complains.
These people are
The
mad.
Tommy Robinson supporter.
Because you know what? You see the restrictions that we're experiencing right now. If we don't, if we don't change up stuff now, imagine the freedom that he's gonna have when he's our age. What kind of freedom is he gonna have, bro?
Statistically, if he's on this.
Alright, guys, you know what? Let's say the little man see his views about this violence and that going on. Don't record him, just his voice.
No, never on camera, bro.
Say how you feel. Say how you feel. And this is the young generation, yeah?
It's dangerous, man. It's like because you're from a postcode. 13.
Can am I allowed to record
No,
your voice?
he doesn't.
Yeah, my voice.
Yeah, his voice, yeah.
Okay, hold on, because I want to play it back to my people later when I'm speaking. I want
Go on,
to refer
little.
to this. You get me? 1 second.
MashaAllah.
1 second. Let me get the audio up.
No, don't.
No, it's not on. It's not on there.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying, yes.
Just tell me your age before you start talking, please, little man.
I'm 13.
13. Big up.
And it's because you're from a different postcode because you were born somewhere else. You're at risk of getting stabbed or shot.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's crazy, man.
I'm not allowed to pray. But if I put my hand on your shoulder,
And people at my age, 13, 14, carried a knife. It's stupid.
Of course.
Yeah, it's just stupid. It's dangerous.
How does it make you think for your future, though? Does it make you think what is going to happen to me when I get older?
I don't feel safe walking around on my own. It's like, and then you hear kids going, "Oh, I need a knife to protect myself."
And that's kids your age saying that they need knives.
Younger, it's stupid.
See what I'm saying? These people actually hear, this is actually deep to hear it from his voice, just like that. Thank you for even sharing that with us, yeah?
So what do you want to be when you're older, bro? What do you want to be? Before that?
I haven't thought about it.
Now? There's many things you can be.
Yeah.
You know, it is. I think what's going on is putting the youth them under so much pressure. Man has a respect. It's putting the youth them under so much pressure when they are supposed to be thinking about where they want to be in the next how many years and what they want to do and what they want to be. They can't think like that because they're thinking about sometimes their friends who's passed away. And for young kids to have to be, remember, we've got adults that are grieving for people that passed, and they don't have a structure of how to deal with it. So then how can we look at the younger ones that deal with it, like that have lost friends as well, and they don't know how to behave, or not even behave, but they don't know how to just express that or pass it on or explain it to you. That, yo, do you know what, I'm grieving like this, or boy, do you know, I just feel this way, call my brethren pass. And no, these youths are taking on a lot at a young age that us as adults don't know how to put into perspective sometimes our own feelings. So it's mad when you're hearing it coming out of a young voice like that. It's not easy to just digest that one. You get me? Serious.
That's smart though, because when I was your age, I wasn't thinking like that. I was just thinking about banging out, just doing some mad stuff, like, you know what I'm trying to say. But the fact that you think like that at your age, that shows a lot. It shows maturity. That's
respect,
a good thing, man. Good thing, bro.
Nah, big up yourself for talking to us, man. And trust me, we're out here for you and your generation and little young ones like yourself, so that you don't get caught up in this. If we got a hand in it, you know what I mean? That's why we're here. We're not here for nothing else. No personal gains anywhere down the line. But it's just to make sure you guys get a fair chance at your future. You know what I mean? Respect to you, man. I respect to Big Brother for bringing him as well. Is that your son or your brother? Little cousin? Yeah, love. Yeah, love, my brother. Big up. It's what Big Brother said. Yes, Big Brother. Come in, man. No, you're not.
No, you're not allowed to use this.
Are you from? Are you Yemeni?
No, Eritrean.
Eritrean, I'm Eritrean as well, you know. Are you Eritrean? You're gonna lie.
Nah, you're not.
What, yeah? Yeah, man. I like for you,
It's mad still.
it's good though, actually.
At least we get rid of the rain and. You know what I mean? No. Don't snow face, man. Don't snow face out here. I'm just trying to engage and that's what it's about. It's connecting the dots. Yeah, that's good. Forward, yes. Nothing going wrong.
But one of my solutions, if I can't even put it on camera, because one of my solutions was separate the good bad you from the bad you and get rid of the bad you, because the bad you, they ain't no help for them. You understand what I'm saying? They ain't no help for them. But you can't say them things like that. That's like some far right thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it depends how you talk about separate. If you talk put them in a place
no, what I'm saying is,
dedicated
see, like, for example, you see like in Jamaica there's communities, yeah, and there are certain people who terrorise the community, yeah, and what it is everybody in the community will know, say, right, that man there's a murderer and he's killing this one, that one, the next word it's him. You do your research, you find that man, you go for him and you get rid of him. Simple as that. Simple as that.
How about identify the gang leaders? Right? Once you identify the gang leaders, you hold them responsible.
That's how they do it. Even if it's not them, because there's people underneath them, innit?
Yeah.
That's right. They hold them responsible.
Hold them listen, like 20 years ago, I was locking these guys up. It was a prison escort. I was going in the courts on a Monday morning, and I used to walk to one in Birmingham. And I went down the cell, underground cell, and I saw so many little black heads sticking out of the cells. And straight away something hit me, and I thought, this is like a slave ship. You know what I mean? That's the first thing that hit me. And I saw all these black guys, so many of them picked up this weekend. You know what I mean? And it kind of set me funny for a while. And in the end, I had to kind of be neutral and own business because I know some of them was raping and licking our women and all that. You know what I mean? So I had to just escort them, and that was it. I had to leave when the judge called me up into Court 9. He said, can we have a prison officer in Court 9 because we're going to sentence somebody. And he didn't know. Run up the court steps now. And as I say, I'm sentencing you too. I stepped into, you know, the little dock area. And the guy turned around and looked at me and then him looked back. And he went, Michael. I said, Trevor, what you do you?
Oh gosh, man.
See, I'm a good friend. I said, listen, no disrespect, but listen, just hold this, and I just cuffed him and took him down. Serious, I had to leave after that. You know what I mean? Because when I went out into the wine bars and places to socialise, yo, see the police boy there? I'm there going, are you calling me a police boy for? I was doing a job. So the whole community now was telling me, he worked for the police. He works for the police.
They can get you.
I had to leave it.
For real.
I had to leave it, seriously. You know what I mean? The boy was ready for it. You know what I mean?
On
I
side,
had to leave
innit?
it.
Yeah, true, brother.
You know what I mean? So I've just been a youth worker for the last 20 years. Now we've just been made redundant, so £22,000 a year gone.
Oh gosh, man.
How am I going to pay my mortgage? You know what I mean? But I'll find a way. I'll find a way somehow.
But yeah, the reason I said that, I mean, my daughter's like basically 19 and it's like, mine gone, boy, I mean, how am I going to function? You understand? Mine gone, I can't function, so I would have go for them. The balaclava myself, me would have kill them and chop them up and put that up on social media to say, yeah, this is for all the who want to go kill innocent people.
You have to make your
This is
mind
for
up.
all the who give myself in. When they ask
Sometimes
me,
you have to make
I
your
done
mind
that, yeah, and this is why, and I'm putting a message out there that this is what's going to happen to you, man, who think say you can't just kill innocent people. It's different, see, when we was younger, it was something for a reason, you have genuine beef, you have something for something, but for nothing.
But you have to talk to the people involved, because you have to find out what is the root cause of what's making people literally lose their sense of humanity. And the thing is, when someone loses their sense of humanity,
they don't care
and they do that to you, and then you lose your sense of humanity,
No,
to them.
no, it's messed up.
And then
That's what I'm saying,
That's why
I said them things they can't talk on camera, but it's too extreme.
But that's why dialogue is important. To find out how people process information. Because once you see how they process information, you can interject different kind of ideas that they might have been. So for some things, there might be people that, like I said, never had a parent, never had love. No one actually said they love them. And never saw themselves in a good way. So, but if you don't know this, all you're seeing is the outcome. The outcome is murder, right? But before that person got there was a journey and a story. So I reckon it's necessary to find that journey, that story, and then see if we can either prevent it from the other generation, at least try to fight to fix that particular person. So I'm with you in the sense of taking the people who are causing the most trouble, but I think my solution is to put them in a place where we can study them, to find out how they go. Because once they go, all information is gone. That's what I'm saying. So it's that valuable.
That's right. Find out if they can be rehabilitated or not as well, because some can, some can't.
Some can't, but the thing is, what they tell us is important, because from studying them, we can see how they go. I can't say I can correct it.
We find out that information might be other youths are going through that similar thing.
In an earlier stage.
Stop it, yeah.
In an earlier stage, you know what I mean?
It's got the stages, two
The
stages.
stages. When
They don't just reach there, just start.
A kid don't just get born these stunts.
No, it's true.
You know what I mean? Something has happened to get them there. So we have to backwards engineer them.
They reach a point where they say, right, now I'm not going to care anymore. But before that, there was a point where they did care.
Yeah. And then when you ask a story, you're going to say, okay, I get it now. So if you can't help them because it's too late, at least you can form an institution that gives what is needed to what was lost, that made that individual do that particular act. Do you know what I mean? It's hard though, because obviously when you see death and you see like young people dying, you get emotional, right? You say, you know, I just want to. But you got.
True brother.
Yeah,
True brother.
Doing the prison office work and also doing security on the doors, and it's 3 times over the 19 years I did security on the doors. 3 times I watched man lay down dead in Birmingham on the floor. Right? In the 19 years, so it's not a lot. But
that's a lot. One is too much.
And I had to walk past them man and watch blood pour from them head. I'm saying or something, and everybody gone because nobody want to talk to the police. And I'm there going, damn, did I register myself on tonight to work on the door? You know what I mean? God, I didn't register myself. God, and I feel bad because I know who shot him. I know who killed him. But nobody can say that. You know what I mean? And now I got, I'm 50. I'm 50 now. I got 7 kids, 3 baby moms. I see all of them. I've always seen all of them. Regardless, 3 baby moms I've got, and I see all of them. 4 of them have got degrees. Running social service homes, fashion design and all that. They've all got degrees. 4 of them. The 3 younger ones now, they're 9, 11 and 13. I'm going to do the same thing. Bring them to educated to work this wicked system. I know we are just slaves to their system.
You're doing right. You want people to learn a new craft. They haven't learned something that they can use to trade or be skilled in a particular area.
Because you know what I did as well? I hung my picture up with my hat and gown when I qualified in 97. And I always point that to them. That's what you got to achieve. You know what I mean? And they're coming in and out of our house all the time. Why have you got that hat and gown? I said, that's what you got to achieve. They've all achieved that now, apart from the last 3.
It represents you trying to reach a goal and not reaching the goal. And that's important.
You and my with my
goals, giving people goals to reach. You know? And hopefully those goals lead to a better for them and their community.
And the thing again is, you see, people are talking about you've got to be a role model and teach your kids the culture. Again, I'm a 50-year-old man. I've never been to Jamaica in my life. My mother and father come from Jamaica. I've never been there. I'm going this August for the first time. You know what I mean? So if you tell me to cook Jamaican kind of thing, I wouldn't know. So I've not been able to pass it on to them. Now his dad's bad on my side.
Where was the disconnect? Why you never? Was it like you just never went?
Because I was brought up in a one parent. My dad left from 1969 when I was only 2 or whatever, and went to New York. You know, when the man used to run and go on Hyde, and he stayed there for 30 years. My mum brought us up alone, so she had to be working like 7 days a week, 2 jobs and all that. So my older brothers brought us up. Well, they didn't bring this up, they beat us up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Your brothers or your brothers?
Oh, no, my proper brothers. Yeah, they beat us up growing up. The ones who were born in Jamaica. You know what I mean? We were born in England.
Oh, so your brothers actually were from Jamaica, they came over, so...
Yeah, they came over after, saw us and started beating us up.
As in like a good beat up or...
Slap up and
discipline, everything. They could have just talk once.
Yeah,
It's not like over here where talk over there. It's just what?
What? It's a box in the head, or kick down or whatever.
It's with love. It's with love, though. Still.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So when I kind of grew up and became a man, I started doing martial arts and everything. We used to come here, fight for England. We used to go down Crystal Palace Leisure Centre every week. Fight for England or fight for Wolverhampton YMCA. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you check out in the 70s and 80s, we were the British champions for at least 15 years. Nobody couldn't touch me.
For so long, yeah?
15 years, serious.
What?
We still got come to Crystal Palace every single month. Crystal Palace, that was the main martial arts. We used to lick up everything, you know what I mean, and all that. And that kind of discipline sets me up to go and do the door work and do things and feel confident if I'm a man. Not now, I'm a big man, I'm old, and I've got hip problem. But then I was fired up and I was like, you know what I mean, any man test me, I could, you know what I mean? Because I was big.
So that way you can be cool, you don't have to hype.
I was big, but I was also very mobile, fast hands and everything. Right? And I think now where our kids are watching bloody computerized programs, none of them ain't doing boxing, none of them ain't doing jiu-jitsu, mixed martial arts, anymore. Now I'm watching, because I watch YouTube and I watch you guys every week, like nearly every day. I have to catch up on what's going on, what video I've missed. I'm missing man come here with gumshoes and gloves and MMA hats. I'm saying when I grew up in Austin and then left on 89 I left London, I moved to the Midlands. And we used to be licking up Indian man in my bread like mad. You know what I mean? So they could even look at us. Now I'm seeing all this man talking about MMA and I'll take you, Gary.
Yeah, what's all that?
And I'm saying, you know something, it's a pity I got this hip injury because I've got down there. I just say, yo, you're talking about charity fights. All right, let me and you over this.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm saying, hey, this cool man coming talking to individual black men, like he's so bad because of this American thing. They think them bad and all that. I don't hate them.
Well, no, I think it's necessary that people engage in some kind of self-defense. Even health, right? But I think you don't want bullying. And one of the things is, if people engage in bullying, you want to make sure your daughters and sons can defend themselves. So no, I agree with definitely that. But I mean, you have to be around your daughters and sons to try to influence them.
I've tried to teach one and a couple of them, but they're not all into it.
Same like my daughter.
You know what I mean? They're not all into it. I've taught them some holes.
How was the oldest?
The oldest 30. 30, big man. The oldest is 30. I'm with this, but I've got to walk with it because I've been standing up for like 7 hours now. My hips are now inflamed. You know what I mean? That's why I don't want to do too tough. Or I come here every other week. But because I've got to stand up because I'm working on this operation and all that. We know when we grew up as a Wolverhampton, that was a big
I'm sorry.
when I was growing up. The man them older than me and my older brothers, they used to have girls going out on the street. That was the biggest thing back then, right? And I grew up in an area where I was surrounded by people, biggest cars and whatever. Now the Jamaican people and things and some of the other West Indian Island people, gold and all that. And I grew up seeing all that. And when I got to a certain age, because I used to go where we used to all hang out, and used to see who was the baddest fighter and all that. I was Andy. Well, guess what? All them man went into pimping, drug dealing and all that. You know, it never ever interested me. And I was around it, it surrounded me. So this is what I'm saying. How come so many youths now are getting caught up in this stunting, all this hype and all that? Well, is it the individual? Is it their state of mind? Is it the parents?
It's many things. You show like a very strong determination, but I think what it is it shows that you can market very hard avenue work, right?
Yeah.
So pimping, prostitute, drug dealing. This is actually, it's quite hard, and if it goes wrong, you lose your money, right?
Yeah.
So if we can market that, then we can market the lawyers, doctors, engineers, because we've already marketed one side that works, right?
Yeah.
And the other one is tested and proven that they make more money. Like not every single pimp or prostitute makes loads of money.
Yeah.
Not a shop makes. You know what I mean? There's the few who might the risk is very high.
Yeah.
So it's to market to our children that, you know, if you do these kind of jobs, you're going to get 60, 70, 80, whatever it is a year.
Yeah.
And when you look at side by side, you're better off doing it. And also the police can't arrest you, which is always good. Because when you get arrested, all you'll find is goals in that one.
That's true.
So it's that kind of thing, because a lot of people want quick money. So with your younger generation, you got to try to teach them the value of actually like earning and saving. You know what I mean?
Themselves first.
So you make it difficult. What make it difficult is when you've got elders who don't want to take the charge.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're giving the younger youth the drug and they're taking them for a run.
Yeah, and this is the thing.
Because someone tried to do it to my daughter. It's only true I check out her room every time. One time I go in her room, I found scales and thing, and I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah.
You understand? And it's not her, it's someone who's passing on to her, telling her to hold something.
Are you talking to your daughter? That's important. Like sometimes you need, as a father, there's the concern talk.
She lives with me. I've had her from she was 11. So you see, they get secretive. So you have to. What it is you start to see a point where they're not being completely honest with you. So once you see that barrier there, that's when you say right, and it's chess from there on. You know, you start. You know.
But have you had a conversation of identifying what she wants in life, what she values?
She don't know. To be honest, when I ask her, she don't know. So I brought her in. She's 19. So I brought her into my thing. I do music and things. So I've got her doing the media, doing the video thing. So now she's doing music videos for me. So I've got her doing that. I pay her £20 an hour to do that. But differently from that, she didn't know what she wanted to do. When I'm asking her what you want to do, this. She don't know what she wants to do.
Well, that's important.
And to think about it, I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was her age. To be honest.
Well, that's what you have to. That's what you have to.
I didn't know.
I know that's the thing though. But today you can go on Google and Google high-paid work, right? You can Google it, and then you get a list of high-paid work in your area. So if you've got a young generation and they know what to do, you can actually influence. Like, you know what, have you thought about being this or doing that? You can take the chance to research yourself and influence. Because it's like this. If the people in the streets can influence your daughter, that means anyone can influence you, right?
Yeah.
See? So bet you influencing something that you know is going to be constructive, it's going to bring back money to you and her, then something that might let her in jail or something like that isn't going to be beneficial. Like, but you have to take the effort, you have to make the commitment. And that's what it's like for yourselves, isn't it?
It was after she got into trouble that I brought her in on my thing to say, right, now you're going to come work with me, I don't want you seeing that person again. You know what happened? One of her friends, was a girl as well, she said she was sleeping around at that person's house,
Yeah.
2 days later, the person from that house where she's supposed to be sleeping is telling me that she don't know where her own daughter is. And I'm saying, hold on a minute, my daughter's supposed to be over your house.
Yeah.
You know where they ended up? The police picked them up in Bristol. In Bristol.
The other side.
And I'm like, my daughter's trying to tell me that, her brethren paid for her to get a cab. I said, don't, you know what I mean? I said, anyone who's paying for a cab, I said, how much is the cab? £400. I said, listen, anybody who's paying for a cab for you to come from it, there's drugs they're looking for you to run. She was in a house, the house got raided, there was about 30 people in the house. I'm like, how the hell did all this happen? And I had no clue.
Over there.
No clue. How did it get to this?
Wasn't it Easton?
Easton?
It's a black area, Bristol.
I don't even know, no clue.
Yeah,
all I know is that she's banned from the area. Yeah. The police said that she can't. Somerset round by that side there.
Yeah. I've heard that happens a lot to me. So what I'm saying is, but you need to be included in your daughter's. I mean, is there any other family members who she speaks to a lot outside of yourself?
Yeah, our aunties.
Right, and so it's about you talking to them, because maybe as a woman, as a man, there's an energy that there's always going to get for you, but as a woman, they might be able to relate a bit more to certain things. Do you know what I mean? But what might be happening, I don't know because I don't know your story, but she might feel reluctant to tell you certain things because of how you reacted before, right?
It's true.
So we get in this thing where
that's
we
the
say,
whole reason why she kept it.
I suspect that's what it is now.
Yeah.
So in your absence, so in the absence of talking to you, there's been other influences. You know what I mean? So a good thing you've mentioned is taking her to like the music and teaching her a craft. Yeah.
That's right.
But also trying to pick her brain to find out what does she actually like doing. Once you establish something she enjoys doing, then expand on that. You know what I mean? And do it with her.
She actually enjoys doing this. It's just that she didn't realise she enjoyed it until I brought her in it.
So
she started.
What you've identified is you've actually influenced her to do something and that's what I'm trying to tell you, isn't it? Right? when they say they don't know what they want to do, have influence, isn't it? And Google is your friend, isn't it? Google certain things that is going on in your area, certain activities that in the future are high paid. Yeah, so you put them there. Like, I'm saying, it's like this. Go look at, like, right now I'm trying to network with tech engineers, people who build apps. And we all use an app, right? We use a PC. That's built by a person.
That's right.
Those people make lots of money.
That's right.
Your children, they can learn that. They can learn
they're
that.
more up on this as well.
Of course, yeah, exactly. They can learn that. They can learn all these kind of activities that can benefit the community. They can make apps, they can make softwares, they can make.
That's a good idea, you know. I'm gonna put that to her.
Literally, like I said, they're young age.
Always on her.
Yeah, literally. Do you know what I mean? But trying to find out her hobbies, like her day-to-day, outside of the things she was doing now. Trying to find out what she's into. Yeah. I was trying to find out who is it that she was most influenced by that got in that place.
Music, that's the biggest influence.
Okay, what do you mean?
Music. She's listening to all of the latest. I mean, I'm not talking like Stormzy, I'm talking like underground artists you ain't even heard of. And when you hear their music, it's like straight shanking this and postcode war this and murder that. And I'm like, my God, right?
You know what it is? Then give her a balance, right? Tell her, you ask a question like, okay, you listen to a
here's how I turned it around. I said, look, be the person behind the camera.
Yeah.
I said, treat it like James Bond. You see James Bond, you see him on the thing, pow, pow, pow. He's not on the road actually doing that. It's just illusion. Right. You understand? Don't actually be involved in the thing. Take it like that. Be the person behind the camera. So that's now switched it now, where she's no longer looking to be part of a gang, but rather be filming the gang.
But you actually, when someone says she was a part of a gang, there's a reason, and you must always ask why. Ask the door, why do you want to be part of this gang? What is it about this gang that's so appealing? Once she gives your answer, then you can go to the next step. But if you're dismissive and you're angry by the solution, by the answer, then you won't get to why.
Speculating at the moment.
Well, that's what you need to ask the question. Because let's pretend she does want to go to the gang. That means she's getting something in this particular gang that she might not be getting maybe at school, at home, or do you know what I mean? So identifying that, because you can probably feel that.
One thing I know she's getting is money, because that was one of the things that kind of identified me. Yeah. Identified it to me. She turned up with like £100. I said, where you get them trainers? Who pay for them trainers there? So that was one of the big influences, the fact that whoever sub is giving her
money. Yeah. So she's seen instant kind of
instant. Yeah.
But tell me something as well about the music. For the last 30 years plus, all we've been hearing is the N word, the H word, and the B word. I've never known these three words be what you call it when it's continuously coming back.
To the point where women are calling themselves that.
Yeah.
Because that's usually offensive. It was offensive to call a woman a bitch a hoe. There are women who call it, yeah, my hoes, my bitches. You know what I'm saying?
And
same with the N-word. I never did pick up on that myself. I mean, up to now, I still find it offensive. But there's
I don't like listening to music that says any of those words.
No, for real, brother.
Who controls the music industry? The narrative. So, who's telling them to keep using these words?
It as well.
Yeah. Is it the Jewish people are controlling music?
Well, it's definitely
the ones in it.
We don't control our industries, right? Well, what I can say that ties to your thing is if your daughter is listening to music that you deem is negative, right? Most music has a root, right?
Yeah.
And teach her the root, like, okay, this is what it is now, but 5 years ago it was here, and when I was younger it was here, and players like, this is hip hop or rap or whatever it is, back in the 90s, here's when they were talking about these kind of issues. Show her the journey, yeah? Just so she can see that there's different alternatives, and even try to maybe find. So she's listening to
when I played old school to her, it's like it's boring and shit.
It might be, okay. So the new style, but there is the new style that's much more conscious. So you have to find like, okay, why is this young artist who's talking about this stuff rather than that stuff? Because there is modern artists who's talking about you just don't know. Right?
Yeah, true that.
And like I said, Google, you can find it.
True that. Because I ain't got to that stage yet where I find no positive music for her and she just wants to listen to the negative. I actually sit down with her and I say, listen to what this man is saying. This person's telling you to behave promiscuous, you know, violence, drugs, murder. I say, listen, if you do that, you're going to end up in... And that thing that the other guy was talking about earlier, he said about the prison system is joined up with the gangs and things. So I told her about that and I actually showed her the evidence to say, look, these record labels, the stuff that they're singing, if you do what they tell you, you're going to end up in this place, and then it's all one big circle.
Has she ever watched any kind of like documentaries? Have you heard of Hidden Colours? Have you heard of Hidden Colours?
I've heard of the Hidden Colours. That's
all the series I've watched.
He's in there, but it's run by a guy called Tariq Nasheed.
Yeah.
So, or any kind of documentary like that, just usually that's one way of that makes people start thinking about decisions they make. if you haven't seen it yourself, you should watch it first, right? Because that's what.
No, I haven't seen it. No, I've heard
None
about
of them.
it.
There's about.
How many?
There's four of them.
Four or five.
Watching that kind of content, that usually makes people think of information differently.
Are you ready?
It's just gives you facts, innit? Gives you facts, yeah.
Yeah, man. I love watching because I'm just a black nationalist. I just everything for me. I don't want the help from Muslims to help us solve this problem. Or white people. I don't even hear the media talk about it. I just want us to deal with it ourselves.
You say you see a value in black people working on their own issues. You see a value in black people working on black issues.
Yeah.
That there's a value there, and it's very true. It's best to look
because it's a black problem.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree 100%.
But if there's a Muslim problem or another, they don't come and ask us to do anything, and they don't want to hear our opinions either.
Yeah.
But every time, like we try and form the G7. Oh, don't join that group, don't. That's why I came down. I said I'm going to come as far as I'm coming from to join this circle. And then hopefully other people see it on the YouTube and say, yo, my man's come from Midlands. And then the following week I saw a man from Nottingham and elsewhere, and I went, yes.
And that's why I would say that it's focused on us. Like, as long as we're doing constructive things for ourselves, it doesn't matter what other people think, because we have a goal. The goal is to betterment for our people, because our people need betterment.
Why did they
we have all these stories are stories of pain, and it seems to affect us all. So coming together to find solutions is necessary.
But why do they dislike us doing for ourselves?
It's a bigger question. And what it is, the world has been trained to see black people in a subservient position. That's why all the narratives and the films and the books is all this one narrative, right? So when people tap into that narrative, they accept it. So some of them don't even know they're doing it. But once again, it's not even our concern. Because when you're looking inwards for your solution as a community, it doesn't matter what people think. You know what I mean? Because once you start doing good, then you start controlling your institutes. That means that everyone's going to think differently, because we're going to be making movies, films, and books that reflect your true nature. And that's then going to affect the doors, because the doors and your sons are going to see narratives and media that shows them a different light. So they're not going to want to go to the things that's.
You're right, you know, brother. Because when I was growing up, remember Cosby Show?
Well,
Fresh Prince.
Thank you. The Cosby Show was written, right? And what they said is every time they wrote a script, they had people looking over to make sure there's nothing negative in there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then when you look at the world, people looked at Bill Cosby before the incident happened as America's father. That's how much you love him. So if one show can do that, then that's why you understand why controlling your own media is very important.
Affected me in a positive way.
Of course, of course. So that's what I'm pushing. That's what I'm pushing. You know what I mean? But you, man, let me take your numbers before you man's kick in. Yeah.
All right, my brother.
I'm gonna walk around, but before you man's kick, I'll take your thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man.
My niece wants to take because you know what I mean. And if she don't take me, I'm gonna be lost. On the underground.
Okay.
It's a very bless King. It's a bless. What's the name? Mark. Bless Mike. Bless. I'll be back down in a couple of months.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
When it gets warm.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And let me know. But you said you made redundant.
Yeah, they're gonna make us redundant.
Are you gonna?
No, I'm trying to say like that's how they.
That's how they connect. There's no.
I'm trying to say like that's how it looks. They basically when they see people like that, if
Content over everything. Content over everything. From your melanin.
Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. Listen. COE. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. I don't even listen to Sky TV. I just listen to COE.
It's along the same lines. Let's take the N word out of it.
Man, don't listen to
relationships
that
we have, how we interact. Our women are portrayed what? Black women are portrayed as peace and you're worth what you're built for. That's it. That's all she's supposed to do. And the brothers rightfully saying they're queens or we're kings. You understand what I'm saying to you? But I'm saying, look how much money they invest. For instance, look at God's Egypt.